Hello and good evening. My name is John. We're playing Starforged Legacy. This is the playtest, pre-release playtest. Build 0.0.1 as part of my Steam cleaning series with every game in my Steam library. Eventually, I'll arbitrarily rate and or review them due to playtime. I entered this playtest for freezies, which is very kind of the playtest organizers / developers. This was not scheduled to release yet. This is by Second Shift Games. That's what I was looking for there. So I played about an hour of this. I've gone to the skill tree. What I will say right off the bat is that the UI and UX of this game needs a major pass. I did not realize until much later in my play that this is not the start of the tree. This is actually the bottom, because you have to zoom out and go here before you see stuff. You don't click and drag with the left mouse. You click and drag with the right mouse. There's a lot of things where it's like this needs another pass on it to get everything working. So what is this game? This game is a bullet heaven or survivors like in space. Now other games have done this. I won't call them out here, that'd be a little too rude, but the other games have done this and done it, I would say, a little bit better. The main issue I have with this game is, first off the bat, there's not a lot of variety between any of these nodes on the grid here. You know, there's some things that doesn't make any sense, where it's like you could start and go to the shop on your first node. I don't have any currency. Why would I ever go to the shop? That's a dead node there. There is some implication this is slightly harder, but I can't really click past those 2 points. So when you look at it, it goes like, well, if I want to go to the most nodes possible, I would go here, then here, then here. But I wouldn't be able to go to the challenge one, but I could go here, here, and then back. So there's a lot of back and forth on here, which is a little bit confusing on there. So why don't we just warp to this section, we can start playing a little bit. Now, I've not played as this ship. I've only beaten the game once, or had a successful run at once. My initial complaint that I've had also is that the ships are incredibly slow. They just move glacially. You have to hold down a button to go. There's no reason for that. I have an analog stick. Why don't I just hold the analog stick the way I want to go and get that? But like I said, the game has a balance issue too, where I'm really weak at the start, and until I get a few level ups, there's nothing much I can do. Move speed, acceleration, level experience game. We'll just take this one. A lot of the upgrades are percentage-based upgrades, meaning that you're not going to feel them for quite a while until you get over a certain threshold. And that is unfortunate, because you're not making super compelling choices. You saw there, it was like, oh, 2% faster. How am I going to feel 2% faster? One thing, of course, is they use rarities here. So there's common, uncommon, rare, attribute, legendary, all that kind of stuff like that. For the most part, you just take the highest color rarity. Now, in this situation, because the health is at 100%. I'm not going to be 100% for quite a while, so it's not really useful. And also, I think I have a missile, but here's the thing: I can't look at my ship on the screen, so I don't know what my ship has. So increasing all projectile weapons, I don't think that'll matter for my missile launcher. So I have to say, I'm gonna say refresh, and that's better. We'll just take pick up radius and movement speed there. Then I'll look at my ship. I have a cruise missile. Okay, so I don't have gun. I have cruise missile. So that was a bad upgrade that would not have done anything for my ship had I taken it, which is a bummer in some sense there. Range is okay. More damage out there, so we'll take the range. Now you might notice there's some little loot boxes in outer space here that we can get, but for the most part I am really suffering because I can't outrun any of these ships. And I played all 3 ships, and they're all very slow. The experience gain. There we go. So, an epic. You would almost never not take epic. You know, it's really hard to see a situation where I wouldn't do that. I'm not going to be at 100 health for a while. It's just, I don't know if you can banish this game, but I'm going to roll again. Sure. So yeah, you exist in this zone for a little while. You kill a few waves of enemies, and then you spend 30 seconds charging the warp drive. I do have a question mark down there. I'll try to go for it. I don't know what happened here, but there's a bunch of experience just hanging out. pierce chance. I don't have a projectile weapon, so I have to go for this one. Am I gonna make it to the question mark? No. And that's kind of it. Rinse and repeat. Currency. Experience. 7 levels of projectile. I don't have a projectile weapon. It's such a bummer. I mean, maybe I'll get another weapon later. I'll still take it. And random. Oh, see, now I've also lost my cursor. I don't know where it is on this thing here. I'm moving the stick around. I think I have the mouse again. There we go. Okay, so belt fed. This is really nitpicky. Belt fed missile launcher. That's not what it looks like, but whatever. I do like the exploding on hit. And then we're done. So we want to go here, warp to that sector. All right, so the goals here is collect the bounty. Control all gas containers. All right, we're moving. And we defeat it. So the one thing I noticed in this game is that, like, if you don't get a really good start, you're kind of at whims of the luck here. So let's try this again. Different ship this time. This one actually has a decent movement speed. I rescue the survivor. And I do have a projectile weapon, so I can actually take all those upgrades. But it's immediately so many enemies. I don't have a missile weapon. Offering rewards for things you can't get is less satisfying. Or things you don't have, I should say. You could probably get a missile weapon, I'm sure. Now the weapons have ammo, which isn't a bad thing, but it is a little frustrating because I really, you know, it's not easily determined where the ammo is at. I mean, it's on the gun down there and it's reloading, but it's got to look away from the screen, and considering out the density of the... Oop. What was my boost again? I don't... on the buttons. I was boosting on the previous run, but now... Oh, right. It's right trigger, which is awful, because I have to use 2 fingers on the controller. More experience. Oh. Oh yeah, we'll take the movement speed. Damage radius. So again, I don't know if damage radius affects my weapons. The other ones were all missiles, so that does not... I know that does nothing for me. Like that. But any individual sector kind of feels the same. 5% chance to automatically reload around cannot exceed. Sure. Well, high velocity rounds. Gather materials. I need one more mining. Not moving will never happen. On dodge, release. I'll take the blue. I don't have missiles. I don't like any of those. Now, I obviously understand that you might want to have players have to make not suboptimal choices. Like, it's not, you know, you don't always want to give them exactly what they need, but there should be some thumb on the scale so you don't feel that you're ever choosing from 3 things you don't want. There should be at least something you like. Missile weapon. I don't have a missile weapon. I'll take 2% more dodge. And for the most part, this is kinda it. More dodge. Dodge is health and offense in this game, in this ship, because I am also dropping landmines or whatever when I dodge. On dodge, release. I lost the cursor. There it is. Got a weapon. Now, again, I don't see a reason to ever pick something that's in a different category of missile. I might as well take machine gun. When hull is damaged, shields are recharged 1%. Sure. So overall, I would say that the pacing of the game is hindered by the ship itself, literally this movement speed. The progression has an awkward threshold where, like, once you get past a certain point where your numbers are starting to stack up, then you become overpowered and nothing can stop you. But until that point, you're a little bit fragile and at high risk all the time. The upgrades themselves being percentage based or not matching what you have doesn't make you excited when they pop up, which is a major factor for it. And finally, there's no meta to it when it comes to besides the upgrades. Like, there's no story. It's just go to zones and blow stuff up. Like, it just doesn't have any hooks to it, where there's other games in the exact same space and genre that land better. So there we go. This has been, I lost the name already. This has been, oh no, Starforged Legacy. Cheers.